So I was scrolling through the YouTube the other day and I saw a video of RDC World making a tier list of the characters that had the most aura. So I thought to myself, I watched a couple of animes, so I thought of making my own list. So yeah. So shout out to the maker of this tier list. First of all, let's just get it straight. I'm not putting Sakamoto from that anime. I know you've seen the clips of him, that cool guy that just does everything cool. He's just above aura. He's the embodiment of aura. Nobody is talking about him enough when they're talking about aura. So he's just not in the list because he is aura. So I'll try to put 3 or 4 characters by row and what I'm looking for when I think of aura. So first off, this first row, definitely I'm putting Ayano Koji in aura. He's just him. He's like the idol of high school students. They want to be like that manipulative, high IQ kid that is like S-class and everything, and it's just like everything is part of his plan when really it's not. So everybody's copying him because of his aura. And aura, by the way, I'm not talking about cool, I'm not talking about the swag, I'm talking about that real aura. When you're close to them, when you walk by them, when you see them, you can just feel the aura of that, oh shit, this guy's different. Second in our list, I'll put Saitama in D or C, maybe D, because he doesn't really emit that aura. Nobody's talking about him enough. That's why he got to a B class or C class at first. So yeah, Saitama's hanging out there, and maybe Mashle will join him because they're basically the same. That anime is basically the same with just a different genre. Moving on, I'll put Vincent at A. I don't know what you call it in the Western countries or what his name is in Japan, but it's that guy. He got that eye in his forehead and he's cool. Next off in the list, I see Aizen here. Aizen, I'll put in aura. Aizen has just been a different aura. And if we're talking about aura too, like he got that spiritual pressure, if you know what I mean. I think a lot will agree that Aizen has aura in him. He's immortal. And also Aizen in that scene where he came up to Ichigo like, I planned your whole life. Like, imagine someone telling that to you or hearing that from someone. Just how insane that is. Of how the calculation that he had to make. Moving to a different anime, I'll put Itachi at A, because Itachi technically he didn't lose a fight.
Oh, but Itachi lost to Sasuke when they fight and he died.
No, I promise you he didn't. He let Sasuke win. Basically, he's undefeated. I remember when I was a kid and I was watching him, and he and Kisame came to the village and he just knocks on Naruto's door with that cool ass and he got that Sharingan. It adds up to the aura, okay? Just like dogging Kakashi while they're fighting. Basically, he just got that all aura in him. If I was in the Naruto world, I wouldn't mess with that guy. Moving on to the same anime, we'll put Sasuke at B. Sasuke is like the nerfed version of Itachi, so we gotta put him under a level under Itachi. So I know that Sasuke, when he was the hidden leaf, he got that pussy, man. I think there was that one scene that all the girls were at the window waiting for him, and he was like chilling in the classroom. But he's lower than Itachi because like he got that brother obsession and he's like just like he's gay for Naruto. That's basically it. So moving on, I'll put Yoruichi next to Itachi, because Yoruichi, when he was at the anime, he also didn't technically lose.
But he lost.
He didn't. Okay, the older brother just wants their little brother to win. It's always like that. You just need to get that trope. It's the same with Yoruichi and his brother. Yoruichi didn't lose, and just like his overall lore puts him at a A-class aura, man. He having a lore of like being just good and venting the technique styles, and he put a scar through Muzan. Muzan saw the earrings on Tanjiro and he was like shaking on his boots, man. My guy traumatized him so hard he was shaking. So that's Yoruichi. Moving on, I'll put Madara maybe at B. I'm not disrespecting Madara like that, but we all know that iconic scene with Madara when he faced like 1,000 shinobis at once and he like hands-to-hands combat all of them. There was a scene where he was talking to Tsunade and all the other Kages, and he was just disrespecting them outright, saying like they wasn't even in the class and he was juggling all of the 6 Kages at once, and he wasn't even in full power. Like My guy. Then that's Madara. So moving on. I think we should switch animes because there's really like 3 of Naruto there. I think that's the 3 with the biggest aura in me. I won't put Kakashi in there because he's a big perv. So from One Piece, I'll actually put Shanks at B. I think I'll put him in A. If it's really, we're really talking about aura, they have that, Haki. He got that Emperor's Haki. He got that one scene like where he was walking to Whitebeard and all of the boys were just falling down on their knees just by being near at him. And also Shanks stopped the whole war in Marineford in that arc. They all stopped because Shanks was there. So that was a different kind of aura, man. We have to put someone at F or E at some point. So I'll just choose. When I'm thinking of no aura characters, I'm just thinking of Denji. Maybe I'll put him at F. I'll put him at F because this horror dog's just been following Makima, and getting betrayed. I won't spoil you if you haven't read anything. But in the anime alone, Denji just has no aura, in my opinion. So I'll put him in F. And I'll put someone in E. And from this current anime, I'll put Okarun, or what you want to call him, in E. And if you might want to ask why E, because this guy is just a cuck for Momo. It just irritates me when I was just watching him and just have this internal thoughts of, what if Momo doesn't actually like me? Oh man, cut that shit out. I'll put him in E. And come on, he was bullied in the class, so no aura at all. Next up on our list, maybe another anime. We're putting Akashi from Kuroko's Basketball at A. No, maybe at aura level. Because if you watched Kuroko's Basketball, my guy was breaking ankles left and right. And if you're playing basketball, ankle breaking puts you in a different level, okay? When you ankle break someone, the crowd's going wild. You have just humiliated your poor opponent on the ground. He's just touching earth while you're looking down on him. And Akashi, he didn't just break his ankles. He was talking down on them while he was breaking their ankles. That was insane. So that's Akashi, man. So we need to fill up the list. So I'm thinking just a C tier character that is just halfway of R and halfway dog shit. Like Megumi in like C. He's just a blank character, He wins some, he loses some. He's cool, but he's really not that cool. So I think C is perfect for him. Next up, since we're in the same anime, I'll just put Gojo at aura. And the anime is hella biased to Gojo. The meme where like everyone is just a second to Gojo. Having the narrator compliment a character, then like only second to Satoru Gojo. Like this guy is he's just everything. And if we're talking about aura, I think Limitless counts, so yeah. Hopping on to another anime, I think I'll put Escanor at A. YA is like a 2-type person where he's like a weakling but then transform into this egoistic person of pride. But so I think I'll put him in B, maybe, because of the people in A. That one scene where he was talking to a archangel, I think, and he just hops to the higher ground because he doesn't want her to look him down. That's crazy. And he just talks to him down. So yeah, that's Escanor. So thinking of aura, I think we're going to put Levi at A2 because in the first 3 seasons he was basically unstoppable. I don't know how a 5'4" jumping into the air like Michael Jordan with airtime, and having that cool shade of him. So I remember one character that should have aura too, Yuta. I'm putting Yuta at aura for one reason, and it's because of Maki. He clapped that ass. He bagged Maki, man. I just have respect for the guy, and I'll put him aura for that reason. I'll put Trunks, because when the first time Trunks was introduced, he just straight up sliced up Frieza. And if you remember, if you were a kid watching Dragon Ball, seeing Trunks catch his sword in his back by just knowing where the sword falls onto his back is a different kind of aura, man. When I saw that, it was just like, man, change the protagonist to Trunks. And just to round it out, I'll put Ulquiorra at A. He did lose to Ichigo, but it feels like he didn't, because in their battle, he was just hella cool, and he had that second form, and he went up to Ichigo like, yo, you wanna see me do it again? So, rounding out this list, I think this was a great list.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Let me hear your thoughts below. And that's all for the video. Thank you.